NRHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs taking on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Buffalo Bills. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And we are underway from Kansas City. Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Patrick Mahomes now in his 5th season with the Chiefs, ready to bring out this high-powered Kansas City offense for the first time.
And while I don't equate starting record as a quarterback to pitchers in baseball, it still gives us a great baseline. And Patrick Mahomes, 38-8 as a starting quarterback for Kansas City in the regular season. Throw in 6-2 in the playoffs, including a Super Bowl 54 victory. You've got one of the best ones in the game. And if you're a Kansas City fan, how excited are you? He signed through 2031. He will be your quarterback for a long time.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Not the kind of game that will go absolutely crazy for him, but it's the kind of game that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 27 yards there, a first down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Well, Patrick Mahomes, guys, he's playing at such an elite level. Defensively, coming into a game like this, Charles, it's got to be a lot of things, but what worries you the most?
I think you're exactly right about that. The list is extensive about what worries you. The way he can move, make completions on the run, the way he can throw against his body, heck, make left-handed throws, you name it, he gets it done. The biggest thing, though, is once he gets into rhythm, trying to get his timing chipped away, trying to stop that is really difficult to do.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
We see the Bills offense take the field here at quarterback, Josh Allen.
And partner, when you hear about a 6'5", 235, 240-pound quarterback, you don't often think of him being overlooked coming out of high school, do you? That's exactly what happened to Josh Allen. Overlooked, ended up going to a junior college, Reedley Community College out in California, before matriculating to the University of Wyoming, and the Cowboys were so glad to get him.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. So after the INT, it's Allen. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to green light that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. The Sanders has got it complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. We're scoreless after 1. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Here's Allen. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
Operating from the red zone now, Allen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen, and a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Throwing now is Allen. he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. The sack by Dorian O'Daniel, the linebacker from Clemson.
Well, surprise, surprise. 1st and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak, no running play. They decided to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Now Allen. He'll buy some, and the pressure gets to him again. It was Frank Clark that time who got in there to bring him down.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
Two straight sacks have him backed up now for a 3rd and goal. Allen now looks to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The kick by Bass is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Mahomes going to throw. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. Isaiah McKenzie is back deep for the Bills. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
The Bills going to take over now late in this first half, and you wonder if they'll just take this 3-0 lead to the locker room.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Allen. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
On 4th down, on is the former Dolphin Matt Hawk to punt for Buffalo.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Mahomes now on 1st down. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. The veteran Jerry Hughes drops the hammer in the backfield. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. It was a terrific first half from the mobile big man quarterback, Josh Allen. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help him out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And from the 25, they work this to the 29. A gain of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. From the gun, it's Allen. Escaping the pressure right. Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or two short. Decent gain on the scramble at 6, but now it's 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs, because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. Here's Matt Hawk now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight.
Here's Hardman to return.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Buffalo set to get the football back here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. On play action, Allen.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10.
To the air, Allen. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll run on first down with Moss. Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On second down, it's Moss again. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Second down and 7. Singletary again. Down to the 25. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Allen going to give it to Moss. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
The kick by Bass is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Patrick Mahomes in the offense. Down by 13. A little over a minute to go. They've yet to dip the scoreboard tonight. Now they've got to do it twice late if they want a chance here. Mahomes to throw it. It's Hill, complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
You have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Pass complete to Robinson. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And the Bills have recovered.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line. Mahomes. There's the stiff arm, finding Kelsey, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Now this is picked up by the Bills, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
This play is under review.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Kansas City.